Blog Talk Radio.
Oh, it's time to get real. Oh, yeah. It's the new experience. Reality. Yeah, keep your ears open for this one, man. Spirituality. You got a question for RLN? Spirituality. Yeah, it's time to get some answers, baby. Spirituality. Oh, now we get real.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Reality Spirituality. I'm your host, Rebecca L. Norrington, and I still have a little bit of technical difficulties. I'm trying to get another line here running to the treehouse, and so I'm still working on it. You know, life is an ongoing, moment by moment, stay in the moment, stay in the present moment process. And we here over at Reality Spirituality, we walk what we talk. Welcome to the show. Who the hell am I? I get a lot of emails. Well, last week I had a few emails, and thank you so much for writing in and sending me your questions. All questions are welcome. All situations are welcome. And if I don't have answers, trust me, the answers will start coming as soon as I dial the direct line to the universe. I use the term universe. Some people use the word God. Some people say spirit, higher power, source energy. It doesn't matter what words you want to use. You know what I'm talking about. And when I say I am the world's only happiness specialist, I am happy to embrace that title, because what I wanted years ago was just, I just want to feel good. Can I just feel good on this journey? Can I just be at peace on this journey? Can I just be happy throughout the journey? That's all I wanted. I just wanted to feel good, not just when good things, quote unquote, good things happen. I wanted to feel good all the time. And so that started this journey for me. Is it possible to be happy all the time? And when I use the word happy, it is interchangeable with having a sense of, having a vibration of, having a feeling of being at peace, feeling relaxed, feeling balanced, feeling at ease. You know what I'm talking about. And when I say feeling at ease, that means regardless of what life throws at you, regardless of your challenges, regardless of your moments, you have the ability, you are that powerful that you can navigate, sail through this life, and you can feel good, and you can be at peace with it all. And that's what I share on this show, is how to. And my definition of happiness is being able to be at peace, to feel peace, to be peaceful, regardless of what happens to me, and regardless of what doesn't happen. Because, the suffering, the anguish, the irritation, the anger comes from things not happening too, right? It's not all about, oh, gee, thank you, universe. Thank you for having this come into my life. And what about the things that are not coming into our life, the things that we desire, the things that we want, which comes back to today's topic, which is the story of deserving. We're going to talk about this thing about, do I deserve? Why should I? Why do I deserve? I don't deserve. All of that, all of those stories in our head. Oh, how about this one? I'm blocking my gifts. I'm blocking what I deserve. All of those that deserving energy. We're going to have a nice conversation about that energy deserve, because it's come up for the last 2 or 3 weeks. I've had people talk to me about deserving and me thinking about myself and this, do I deserve, or what's wrong with wanting more, and why am I not satisfied in this moment? Why is there always something else? What universe? So that's what we're going to talk about today, and we have a few people in the queue, and if you want to say hello or have a comment, just press the number 1. But today, let's start by saying what's in the news. You know, I shared this story last week. Well, someone called in last week, and she called in and she wanted to share her challenge. And her challenge was, and I'm just paraphrasing, she's getting older, and her hair on her head is starting to thin. And she was very conscious of it because she was a youngster. When I say youngster, she's in her 30s. Because I asked her age, and she didn't want to say exactly, but she says, I'm in my 30s. And let me throw this out while I'm on the topic. If for whatever reason you, as a listener, or whatever you want to call yourself, if you have a little angst or a little something comes up for you when people ask you how old you are, and it could be the story of age, the story of where you are in your life, all of these stories, if there's something that bothers you about anyone asking you your age, all that is a clue. It's a clue to dig deep and to find out, or not find out, but to research and dissect what is it about that question that bothers you. Because one of the things that I talk about on Reality Spirituality, endlessly talk about, is how powerful you are. And see, if you have any button that can be pushed, you know what I'm talking about. Someone says something to you, they hurt your feelings, or they might offend you, or somebody does something, and now your buttons are pushed, and now you're bothered, now you're annoyed. It is up to you, my dear listener. You have the power. You have the ability to eliminate your buttons. It's not for the other person to do something, to change, to be different, to acknowledge, to say, okay, those are your buttons, I'll try not to do that to you. No. The misconception of putting your emotional stability onto someone else, or to put your feelings, make someone else responsible for how you're feeling, you're already on a path that is not going to be a solution. How's that? On this show, on Reality Spirituality, it's all about the problem and what is the solution. And when I say what is the solution, what is the solution that is going to bring you, not anybody else, because this is a you and the universe discussion, that's going to bring you more peace, that's going to bring you peace. See, it's about the problem and the solution that will bring you the most peace. And when I say bring you the most peace, that means making a decision, having a different thought, different behavior, because there are things that, and when you're conscious, and when you are conscious all the time, when you are consciously conscious and you are aware of your consciousness, you are also able to make a different choice. There's a big difference between making choices that you are programmed to make, or making choices or making decisions that you have been programmed to make, or making a decision, having a different thought that is going against the program, that is not the program, that is not part of the program. And so the programming is always the issue. The programming is always the struggle. It is the struggle against what you were programmed to believe. It's a struggle against what you were programmed to believe. So let's talk about this deserving. And I've heard it so many times. Are you blocking your success? Well, before we even start talking about success, let's define success. And each individual gets to define success their own way. My definition of success may not be your definition of success. My definition of success is not what the masses define as success. And when I say the masses, I'm talking about 98% of the population. And let me just stick to the United States, okay, because that's what I know. Let me just stick to the United States. But I could put an umbrella over the whole world, but let me just stick to the United States. Because in the United States, the definition of success, and you see it all the time, are the people that have the most, right, have the most things, have the most money, are in a position where they are known, correct? Known, in other words, you're usually when you're successful, people know about it. You're not successful in a cave in a cave and nobody's heard about you. And so that is one of the real challenges about success, is the amount of people that hear about you or the amount of people that know about you. What if nobody knew? What if nobody even knew your name? Would you still consider yourself a success? So the definition of success is yours to define and yours to create and yours to come up with what feels good in your soul. Okay? And let me say this. Say you think the definition of success, say you think is the same as everybody else out here, that it's the title, that it's the 8 Grammys, it's the money, it's the traveling, it's your relationship. You have all of that, because there are people that have all of that, right? We know that people that have supposedly looks like they have everything, but there's always something more. You ask these people, they'll tell you. It's not about the things. It's not about any of that. There is a search. There is a deep search and a desire to feel full, to feel satisfied. When I say full, it is a full, satisfied feeling. And let's see, an analogy to that would be having your favorite meal. I mean, you've been looking forward to whatever your favorite meal is, and you haven't had it for months and months, and all of a sudden you're going to your favorite restaurant, favorite item, and oh my gosh, your mouth is watering, you're savoring it, and after you finish, I mean, that sense of satisfaction. It could be something else. It doesn't have to be a meal. It could be maybe you're delivering a great speech or a radio show. There is a sense of satisfaction, and that is that feeling, that vibration of that feeling of satisfaction is, can that be sustained? Can I feel like that all the time? And that's what the show is about. So when we talk about feeling satisfied, feeling this deep sense of everything in the world is okay. I'm looking in the mirror, I'm okay. My life is okay. Everything in the world is okay. I am at peace with it all. That's what I'm talking about. How to stay, how to have that as your foundation. I am at peace with whatever happens to me, universe. I am at peace with people that I meet. I am at peace with the world. I am at peace with myself. I am at peace. And how do you get to that point, and can you maintain and sustain that? This story about do I deserve, how do I feel about self-worth, self-valuing, I'm whatever. When you're criticizing self, when you're talking mean to self, and you're not being very nice, and you're not being very kind to self, that is a clue. It is a clue that your ego is alive and well, and that your ego is responsible for all of the stories. See, the story of whether or not you deserve something, or the story of being deserving, is just that, a story. It is a story that has been created, that has been conjured up, that has been delivered by the ego. All stories of whether or not you deserve, whether or not you don't deserve, is an illusion, is a figment of your ego. So what do you do when you know that it's your ego? So now what? Okay, Rebecca, that's my ego. Now what do I do with it? Because my ego I'm feeling bad about it. I'm feeling bad, and I don't feel like I deserve it. Maybe, what if I don't feel like I deserve something? Well, let me hit you with this. One of the things that requires practice in every waking moment, and let me just say this again, because I didn't say it earlier. Happiness is a practice skill. It is a practice skill. And the more you practice, the more it becomes, what you practice becomes your identity. And the more you practice trusting, and the more you eliminate and let go of the worrying, because all worrying is a lack of trust. The more you practice trusting, and what do you trust? And what do you know? That everything that happens to you, everything that happens to you, everything that happens to me, there is a purpose for it. There is a divine purpose for it. There is an effect on the person that is happening to. If it's me, there is an effect on me, meaning that whatever I'm struggling with, and I'll just give you a current struggle. Oh, geez, wait till you hear this one. If you're still listening, wait till you hear this one. I've talked about this before, but this particular, I call it the tree house where I'm living, there are certain areas in the house, and this place is brand new, cabinets. It's just custom, brand new. Okay, now come to find out, in these custom-made cabinets that no one has ever experienced this before, I have an infestation. That's right, I said infestation of powder post beetles. Powder as in powder, puff. Powder post beetles. Now, this is the big deal. This is what's happening. When I first learned about this, I don't know, a few months ago, maybe 6 months ago, maybe a little bit less, it was a big deal. It was serious. It was important. Oh, my goodness, what's going to happen? All of the cabinets have to come out. How can this be treated? On and on and on. I can't sell it now. I've got an infestation. It's just like termites, but it's beetles. Come to find out, my dear audience, just a couple of days ago, that the process is very slow. That's another thing. Trusting the process of this life, trusting that things are unfolding, things happen in the perfect time. Nothing is going to happen sooner than it is then it is time for it to happen. So there's been a process of months. Now we finally have someone that comes in and is going to give me an estimate of how much replacing a lot of the kitchen cabinets, brand new, replacing it with other cabinets without infected wood. Now, the challenge is this. When I first found out about this and brought a few people in to look at it, professionals, I'm shaking my head because it's all a setup, my dear audience. It's a setup. And the sooner you realize that the universe is just setting you up for growth and to get you to another level of consciousness and to get you to another level of awareness, and it's all for your betterment. As soon as you let go and trust that and believe that, all of this stuff that happens is going to seem really serious, really important, and this has to be changed. And I'm here to tell you that there is a vibration of whatever happens to you, whatever happens in my life, there is a vibration that can remain and that can be always there to ground you, to ground your soul, to ground your vibration. And that vibration is a vibration of trust and letting go and knowing and trusting. And there's no other practice other than trusting. That means letting go of thinking that you know what's best, letting go of thinking that you know what's best is that's it, is letting go of that. So this story about what I deserve and what else? Oh, there was a story about what I deserve and success. What I want to share with you today on this show is know that all of the stories, the story about deserving, the story about success, are all stories that are not real. Your challenge for this week is to really take a close look, shine a light on your beliefs and what you believe, and shine a light on whether or not what you believe is true. This question about do I deserve is a ridiculous question because it is a man-made question. It's not a universal question. The universe does not look at you and say, well, they don't deserve this and this is what's going to happen. No, you are here experiencing this life because it is your time to be here and experience this life. And what happens to you has nothing to do with whether what you've done or what you can do or what you can achieve or what you can accomplish. You have a destiny that you are going to be living regardless of what the ego talks about deserving. You have a destiny regardless of what man says the programming is. And I know the programming. The programming is you have to do, you have to work hard, you have to constant is the work. How many times, I hear it, I worked hard and I achieved. I worked hard. If it were not for my hard work, well, I'm here to tell you that your hard work, and I'm sorry, that's why we put a disclaimer on the show, your hard work has nothing to do with what you are accomplishing. Because you also hear the stories about people that all of a sudden something landed in their lap. So the story of hard work is not true for everyone. In other words, the hard work, yeah, you might have worked really hard, yes, But know that your hard work had nothing to do with whether or not you accomplished it, because what you accomplished has something to do with what your destiny. You were destined. You are destined. And whatever you are destined to get or achieve or experience, you will. You cannot block what you are going to experience. You cannot not make anything happen. You cannot make anything happen, and you cannot not make anything happen, if that makes sense. Hello? And I know the ego wants us to believe that, yeah, we're making all of this stuff happen, or because I don't deserve it, or because I blocked something from me, now it's not happening. And I'm here to tell you that none of that is the truth. You are not blocking anything. There is no such thing as whether you deserve it or not. And how does that make you feel? Does that make you feel like, does that make you feel relaxed? Well, there's nothing I have to do. There's nothing else I have to do. Or does that make you feel a little anxious? Are you sure? I don't believe it. That's not true. You will never see a fish struggling to swim. Even there's turkeys around here in the forest, and there's one turkey with a bad leg. Bad leg meaning that either the leg is injured because the turkey has been hopping around with just one good leg for months. And I remember seeing the turkey last year, too. It's the same turkey, same bad leg. I guess the turkey with health care can't find a turkey doctor to help him with his leg. Bottom line is this. That turkey is still being a turkey with a good leg, bad leg, a leg that only one working leg. So there is never a struggle in the universe. There's never a struggle out in nature. So if you're struggling and you're, I'm here to tell you that you don't have to do that. Now, there are some people that enjoy the struggle, enjoy the hard work, and that's who they are, and more power to you. But I'm here to tell you that it's not necessary. The struggle, there is a way to do all of it. There is a way to navigate through this life and feel at ease and feel peaceful through all of it, through the most challenging, whether it's health, whether it's finances, whether it's relationships, to something that's very simple. It all requires, listen, this life, your purpose on this planet is simply to grow and be yourself and discover the truth of who you are. You are a physical example of the universe. You are the universe in physical form. That's it. You are the universe in physical form. And the more you realize that and acknowledge that and embrace that, the more peaceful you are going to be, you are going to feel throughout your life, throughout to the end of your life. This taking on what man believes, I don't deserve it, or this is really not success. Let me give you my definition of success. Let me give you my definition of success, because I used to be into this about what's my purpose, and when I find my purpose, I know I'm going to be happy. Well, my purpose is to be okay with uncertainty. My purpose is to trust. My purpose is to live in the present moment, just like when I was born. My purpose is to look in the mirror and for solutions. My purpose is to know that all of my solutions can be found in the mirror. All of my solutions, and I have a connection to the universe. I don't need anything but just to say, hey, universe, what's up? Help me out here. How can I? Ask the questions. Ask the questions. If you need help, whenever you need assistance, ask the universe for help. My purpose is to monitor and celebrate my growth in every moment. My purpose is to vibrate an energy of peace and contentment, regardless of my circumstances. My purpose is to laugh and enjoy this life, regardless of what it brings. And my destiny and purpose is to share with you, my dear audience, what I've learned. And to leave the show today, or to end the show today, with this story, I deserve, I don't deserve. It's a story, my dear audience. All stories are programmed, and all programs are man-made. If you're following, or if you believe something if you're following or believe a man-made program, get ready to crash into the wall. If not today, soon. How many of you out there really want change? How many of you out there really want something different? Because when you really want something different, you're going to be behaving like you want something different. When you really want something different, you're going to behave like you want something different. You're not going to behave the same way you've been behaving for years and years and years and years and years. The proof is in the behavior. The evidence is in the behavior, not what you say. I hear people that want to be happy all the time. I mean, that's all talk, yes, talk. Who doesn't want to be happier? But it's the talk and not the practice that I witness more than anything. And what is the practice? Let me just give you a few things, few behaviors that subtract from happiness. So your job, your responsibility, your practice is to eliminate, I'm going to list a few things, to eliminate these things that I'm going to list from your life. Eliminate these behaviors. And you will feel happier. You will be more at peace and at ease. Trust me on this one. I've done all the homework. What subtracts from happiness? All having any expectations subtracts from happiness. All expectations subtract from happiness. Giving power to words. Having an attachment. Living in the past. Living in the future. All judgments subtract from happiness. Having a preference. Resisting what is. Resisting what's happening in the moment. Trying to control anyone or anything outside of yourself. Complaining about someone else, complaining about the world, complaining about the news. All complaining subtracts from your happiness and your peace. And why do you complain? There's a whole market for it. People love complaint, and they like to complain. Misery loves company. I am not going to spend a lot of my time around people that all they do is complain. As soon as I know that that's one of your things, listen, I'm not hating on you. I'm going to be in and out. You're going to see me, and then you're not going to see me. Worrying, resisting any moment, a need to be right, a lack of personal growth, having impatience, rushing, all of those behaviors, all of those that I listed, subtract from your peace and your happiness. Just pick and choose any one of them to practice, to eliminate. Thinking anything is serious, thinking anything is important. And what do you practice that's going to add to your happiness? Well, number one, you have to make happiness your number one priority. You have to commit in every moment to make being happy, wanting to feel more peace, wanting to be at peace, your number one priority. Surrender to whatever is happening in the moment. Surrender without judgment. let go, be yourself, accept all moments, accept every moment. Living consciously, that means there is nothing that's going to come out of your mouth that you are not going to know that is coming out of your mouth. In other words, every sentence that you say, every word that you speak is going to have an intention to it. It's going to have a reason for it. And your intention and your reason is always going to be to create peace. Those are some of the things that you could practice that are going to add to your happiness. Woo! Reality Spirituality is heard every Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. My website is RebeccaNorrington.com. Follow me on Twitter at RLNorrington. My Instagram handle is RealitySpirituality. You can find a few YouTube videos on YouTube. You can search Reality Spirituality or my name, Rebecca Norrington. My first book, The Truth About Happiness, can be purchased on Amazon.com and or Lulu.com, Lulu. And until next week, my dear audience, I want you to remember who you are. You are a physical extension of the universe. You're always evolving, you're always changing, and you're always growing. Love is patient and love is kind. Be patient and be kind to yourself. Be your own best friend. Remember, you cannot have a happy ending to an unhappy journey. It is about the journey. You've been listening to Reality Spirituality, and your homework assignment this week is to be aware of, be conscious of the story, the illusions, the stories, all man-made, all programmed. Your homework assignment for this week is to live consciously, be conscious, and if there is nothing that you are feeling, if there's nothing that you're inspired to do, be okay with doing nothing. Being okay with absolutely doing nothing and feel good about doing nothing. Reality Spirituality. I will talk to you again next week. Have a great, conscious week. You've been listening to Reality Spirituality with Rebecca L. Norrington. Thank you for listening.
Oh, it's time to get real. Oh, yeah. It's the new experience. Reality Spirituality. Yeah, keep your ears open for this one now. Reality Spirituality. You got a question for RLN? Reality Spirituality. Yeah, it's time to get some answers, baby. Reality Spirituality. Oh, now we get real. Reality Spirituality. Yeah, it's time to get down. Spirituality. Yeah, you gonna feel good now.